Every year in the UFC, there are always a few fighters who prove that they aren't here by fluke and that they are the real deal when it comes to combat sports. Well, in today's video, we're going to be ranking UFC fighters who could be a champion come the end of the year. Stick around because this is going to be an eye-opening video, and you're not going to want to miss a second of it. Without further ado, let's begin with the 4 women's divisions. First, we have strawweight. This division is relatively dry when it comes to dark horse options to win the division, but it does leave a few interesting fighters that have potential to wear a belt come the end of the year. I'm going to have to pick Amanda Ribas to win the strawweight division, which probably seems like a reach, but hear me out. For starters, Ribas is ranked 9th, but has shown a tremendous amount of talent. She can definitely hold her own with the best in this weight class. However, that does not mean she is a shoo-in for the title, as she has shown a good amount of deficiencies in her game as well. She lost not 1 but 2 bouts against Marina Rodriguez, who is more than likely to take on the winner of Rose Namajunas versus Esparza. Ribas will have to have a huge year in order to secure a belt, but she is more than capable of doing so. Next up, flyweight. This was a very difficult weight class to dissect, as even the best fighter in this division is not guaranteed to win the belt. The flyweight division is packed with talent and all sorts of dark horses to choose from, but I'm going to have to settle on Manon Fiorot. The 31-year-old has tons of experience and she is a master in karate. She is currently ranked 14th, which is not fantastic, but she does have a record of 3-0 in the UFC with 2 finishes, meaning that her expertise could result in a quick rise to stardom in the UFC. Plus, the division is so tight that any fight this year could go to anybody. Nobody's guaranteed in this division, not even the former champion Shevchenko. I wouldn't be surprised to see Shevchenko wear a belt again this year, but I also wouldn't be surprised to see Fiorot dominate in the octagon either. I guess only time will tell. Now we have bantamweight. Yet another tough decision, but I'm going to go with the number 14th ranked Julia Avila. And I know what some of you are thinking. She lost to Sierra Eubanks, who frankly should be defeated by anyone who has aspirations of winning a championship in the UFC. However, Avila has a great feel for the sport and is a quick study. The mistakes she made during her bout with Eubanks will never be made again, therefore she's a force to be reckoned with. Avila also has a skill set that ranges all sorts of combat types, making it very difficult to defend against her. She may be the longest of long shots to bet on, but hey, that's the point of this ranking. If you wanted easy picks, you would have just said that Pena will repeat, or Nunes will take her belt back. But what's the fun in that, right? Up next, featherweight. I may have to break the rules of the ranking just for this pick. This division is so insanely shallow and really only has one winner, as there is literally nobody else to pick, so I'll have to go with Amanda Nunes. I mean, seriously, who else am I supposed to pick in this division? There literally isn't a ranking for this division, as there are so few fighters in this weight class. Picking anyone else in this division would be like picking the Detroit Lions to win the Super Bowl, or the Detroit Pistons to win the NBA championship, or the Detroit Tigers to win the World Series, or the Detroit Red Wings to win the Stanley Cup. Sorry, Detroit, but come on now, be better. With all those other sports teams being mentioned, it is time to transition over to the men's side of the sport to see which long shots can make their mark on the UFC this year. First in men's, we have flyweight, Manel Kape. He may be another pick like Julia Avila, but if you've watched the video for this long, you have to know I'm picking somebody off the wall. Kape may have lost back-to-back fights in 2021, but he did seem to regain some respect when he looked like a legitimate fighter for his following 2 bouts. Kape may be an extreme long shot, but he absolutely has the talent and the know-how to be a winner in the UFC. If he continues his fighting from the end of 2021, he has a real shot at being a contender in the flyweight division. If he slips back to his ways, where he suffered back-to-back losses, however, he may be in some trouble. Next on the list is bantamweight. I know I've said this a lot, but this is a difficult division to choose from, not because there are so many dark horses, but because of the opposite problem. There are too many contenders who do not qualify for this ranking. Bantamweight is loaded with veterans looking for a championship in 2022, and there are very few dark horse picks, but I will go with the number 6th ranked Merab Valishvili. He is going to have a tough time battling through the veteran heavy division, but he has an almost unmatched wrestling ability that makes him a threat to any fighter he goes up against. Look for him to do some damage this year. Now featherweight. There are not too many fighters who would be considered a dark horse and also be on a 10-fight win streak, but yet here we are picking Arnold Allen, who happens to be on a 10-fight win streak but is still a very, very long shot at winning a championship. Allen sits at number 7 rank, which is not too shabby, but winning a division as packed as featherweight's not easy. Allen will have to go through some tough competition, but Allen has the ability to do it in my opinion. I mean, there is also the possibility that Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski do the probable and dominate this division once again, making this part of my rankings null and void. But that's the fun part about predictions, right? Up next, lightweight. Do I even bother doing this division? I mean, there are just too many big names at the top of this division to even believe that a dark horse will win it, but I guess that's why we're doing this. I'm going to pick Rafael Fiziev, but really only because I have to. I mean, don't get me wrong, Fiziev's an amazing fighter, but his odds at getting a shot at a title fight are slim to none. This division has some names like Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Islam Makhachev, Beneil Dariush, and even Conor McGregor, who all have a much better shot at a title fight. I mean, the odds of McGregor getting a shot at the title is also very low, but never zero, seeing as to the draw his name pulls in. Let's take a look at middleweight. I really didn't want to pick this next guy, but he is just too perfect according to the criteria, so I have to put him here. Sean Strickland is my pick to potentially be a champion in the UFC come year's end in the middleweight division. He has been a lightning rod for attention in the octagon and out of it thanks to his crazy comments, which is why I didn't want to pick him, but he also made it impossible for me not to pick him due to the clinic he put on when he dummied Uriah Hall late last year. As much as it annoys me to put him in this list, he is a hell of a fighter, and I do see him as a potential winner this year. Next up, light heavyweight. Magomed Ankalaev has got to be my choice in this division. The man is a Dagestani wrestler, and that is tough to bet against. He also is currently ranked 7th, which means he is in excellent position to rise to the top. Yes, he did lose his UFC debut to Paul Craig, but since then he has won 7 straight bouts. If he stays on this hot streak, it may be hard to dethrone him, but I guess we'll see as the year rolls on. Lastly, in heavyweight, the final weight class in our list, and yet nothing really changes from the other weight classes, as it is still difficult to pick a long shot with so many amazing veterans and former champions chomping at the bit for their next shot at the belt. But I will have to pick Tom Aspinall as my long shot here. He is the small guy in the division, which is ironic seeing as this is the largest division in the UFC, but he has made great strides in becoming a legitimate fighter, and if the chips fall correctly, he may just be the newest heavyweight champion come the end of 2022. And that's all we have for you guys today on the channels. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you all again, and we will see you in the next video.